Thank you for joining us on our journey to Puebla, Mexico. Puebla is filled with many beautiful landmarks, including this one, the Santa Iglesia Cathedral.
Puebla is the fourth largest city in Mexico. The population is 3,295,000. Number one is Mexico City, number two is Monterrey, and number three is Guadalajara, with Puebla being number four. Puebla was founded in 1531 and was the first city built to accommodate only Spaniards. Puebla is referred to as the City of Angels. It is one of the safest cities in the country and features a diverse array of restaurants, golf courses, hotels, entertainment plazas. The city takes a realistic approach to government and business development, basically doing what's good for the city with little government regulation. And if you're visiting Mexico City and you want to make a run over to Puebla, it's about a 2-hour bus ride.
Puebla is the birthplace of Cinco de Mayo, the day that Mexico took over the French in 1862. To Mexicans, it's a day to rejoice their bravery and ability to come together as a nation. It's really the only place in Mexico where Cinco de Mayo is celebrated.
Here are some fun facts about Puebla. The central historical area of Puebla was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. And also, Puebla features 2,619 monuments, making Puebla the city with the largest number of monuments in the Americas. We took a local bus tour of the city the first day that we arrived. It was 60 pesos, $3 with our INAPAM card. I think the regular price was about 90 pesos, $4.50. It was about an hour tour. Puebla is also famous for its candy, and it has its own candy street lined with candy stores. It's Avenida 6 Oriente, but they nicknamed it Calle de las Doces, and it's about 3 city blocks long, so a lot of candy to choose from, that's for sure.
These pictures are from the Zocalo at night. It's a great place to hang out and just kind of check things out. Really very beautiful. The traditional dish of Puebla is a mole poblano, a chili chocolate sauce. We are here at the world's smallest volcano, although technically I don't think it's really a volcano, but you get to climb down inside of it. Now, Paulette has heard that if you're willing to sacrifice someone into the volcano, then you get in for free.
And you know me, I'm all about saving money, so Mark's gotta go.
Should I come up missing from the channel, suspect foul play. We're headed up to the volcano now. I don't think Paulette paid.
It was 14 pesos each. They wouldn't take our INAPAM card, which is about 10, 11, 12 pesos each, which is, about 12 cents each. And you have to put a mask to be outside. Is that
Close.
Ridiculous?
14 pesos is about 70 cents. She may have to keep me around just to help her do the math.
I was thinking each, because 10 pesos, oh, right, that's 50 cents. Mm-hmm. Okay, never mind. I always screw up. All right, this is the steps up. All right, Mark has to go in. You saw this, it's not too deep.
So this is what it's like when you get to the bottom. There's the stairwell we came down, and there's the sky. There's Paulette.
I made it alive.
And, well.
Nice and cool. Feels good.
Yes. Hola. So this was actually created from a geyser caused by a volcano that erupted thousands of years ago. Popocatépetl. So the volcano is located about a 1-hour walk outside of Centro Historical Puebla. We did cheat a little bit because it was getting hot and took a combi part of the way, but we still probably walked about 40 to 45 minutes of that.
In one of my videos I mentioned to you guys that I was a step climber. So it was 34 steps to climb up to the volcano. And then once you hit the volcano to climb down, it was 75 steps. So, and then again, you're doing it coming back up. But of course, Fitbit doesn't give you any points when you climb 75 steps down. Have to have a talk with that company.
So the volcano, or geyser, or whatever you'd like to call it, is located in a schoolyard. So we're walking along a pedestrian-only walkway here.
And I see ice cream. I might have to stop. It's right there.
Yeah, we might be taking a bit of a break. But this is beautiful. Okay, after about devouring an empty 1,000 calories of ice cream, we're back on the road.
That was good. We didn't take any pictures. I was going to. They were big cones. They were about that tall. Yeah, that tall.
Yep.
Pretty good for $2 each.
Yep. Now we're headed to the a biblioteca, which is supposed to be pretty interesting looking.
It's supposed to be the oldest library in the Americas.
Yep. Well, Paulette and I were just inside the biblioteca, which is located inside of the cultural center here in Puebla. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It's pretty small, but well worth the trip.
And with your INAPAM card, it was 21 pesos, so basically $1.
Yeah. The Santa Iglesia Basilica lived up to its hype. In fact, it was just amazing inside. Almost took our breath away. We are somewhere below the city of Puebla. So we are in Puente de Bubas, which is part of an underground tunnel system constructed about 500 years ago. And the theory is that this tunnel system was also used for the Cinco de Mayo revolution. So we're going to check it out, and also there's another area with a pretty extensive tunnel system too that we're going to go to that as well. So we're about to go into a more extensive tunneling system here in Puebla, so we'll check it out. Hopefully it's not too dark and I can actually do some video in there and have it turn out decent. Alright, so we are inside the tunnel. Look at these brick walls. There's also certain displays of things that were discovered inside the tunnel. Apparently these tunnels were just rediscovered in about the year 2015, but look at the brickwork on these. So it is pretty dark in the tunnel, but the lighting is sufficient enough to be able to see through. In this clip you can hear water running, but you can't see it. So as soon as you come out of the first tunnel, which is here, you go over there to a second tunnel. So we're inside the second tunnel now. Some of the ceilings are a bit lower than the first and not made for a guy that's 6'5", so if you're tall, good chance you may have to duck in this tunnel. The tunnel walls here seem to be about 5 feet wide, so if you're claustrophobic, it might not be a good choice.
When we were in Cholula earlier, I really wanted to see the underground tunnels at the pyramid, but they were closed. However, the underground tunnels here were really worth seeing. We paid 12 pesos, 60 cents with our Inapam card. I would highly, highly recommend going there.
Periodically, there are steps up to the street if you feel like you need to get out. So when you come out of the second tunnel, you come into this park with a bunch of geese, a little bit of a lake, and we were up there the other day. We took a tour bus and it stopped here, but at the time I did not know there were tunnels here. We're inside a Talavera museum, but also they make Talavera pottery here, and it's what we're witnessing. He's using an old-fashioned potter's wheel, and then he's making some cups, which you see over there. This is the area where they mix the clay, and this is an area where they store their finished product that's produced here on site.
$70 for this. You saw that one I got for like $7.50?
Smile.
Smile!
So this particular piece that we're looking at is 1,400 pesos, about 70 US dollars.
Mark and I have always had a thing for the Talavera ceramics, and it's very alive here in Puebla. The pottery is very regulated by the government, as the clay must be molded a certain way and all the paints must be completely natural. And by the way, the street name is called Calle de las Sapos.
All right, the stones that we're looking at here are actually the color of the paint that they use on the pottery. They mix it up and then paint it on. Pretty cool. As you can see, as an example, this one is cobalt blue. So the street that we're on is just lined with Talavera shops. All of it very beautiful and very expensive too, but definitely worth checking out. Here's just one of the stores. And like I said, there are many stores along this street.
You could still do it. I know, but then I gotta...
Even the Talavera tile that you see there.
Yeah.
Isn't she a beauty? So this one pot here is, I'll zoom in on the price, 18,500 pesos. Today's exchange rate, that's about 950 US dollars. And this is the name of the place, Talavera Armando. And this is kind of a cool centerpiece that they have in here. I don't dig the color so much, but I like the design. So the street that we're on is Calle 6 Norte, and there's a couple of eateries and ice cream shops and stuff, but really This place is lined with shops selling Talavera, and what we've seen so far is very exquisite, very expensive.
Yes, but they're 85 pesos.
If I had a toilet like this, I'd probably never want to use it. This is beautiful.
Yeah, but it's like...
This is a restaurant that adjoins the Talavera Armando store. So Pauletta and I are in the small pueblo of Atlixco, which is about a 45-minute drive outside of Puebla. We're gonna check it out.
Atlixco.
We just came here based on some pictures that we saw on the internet. It looked beautiful, so.
When we were in Cholula, so we wanted to come here. It was about a 40-minute ride out from the city, or from the bus terminal, which they call, what is it, CAPU?
Capu.
Yeah, bus terminal, and with our Unipan card, it ran us 20 pesos, $1 each.
All right, here we go. So we are inside the Palacio Municipal, checking out the mural on the second floor. And downstairs today there seems to be a mercado. Mezcal ice cream. I may have to come back for that later.
Book pages. Book pages ice cream. So
Okay.
I asked them, do you have any ink or what? They said no, just book pages.
Say hello.
Hello,
And your su nombre?
Rafael.
Rafael. Are you from here?
Spain.
Oh, Spain. Sorry.
Where are you from?
We are from Estados Unidos.
Where?
We live in San Luis Potosí. So we are in the main Zocalo here. Zocalo.
Like Zocala, Zocalo.
Zocalo. Masculine, feminine. And Atlixco is actually Pueblo Magico. So this building is in the center of the park. It's a pretty small Zocalo, but pretty colorful.
Building, I don't know if it's a restaurant or what. There's people sitting upstairs.
Yeah, there looks to be a restaurant on top. And I love the tile facade on it. So we decided to go into the restaurant that was located in the middle of the Zocalo.
Which happened to be an Italian coffee company.
Yeah, not really a restaurant. I mean, they did offer sandwiches, but mostly pastries and.
Flan with chocolate.
Right. and different coffees. Paulette got the flan. I got the mocha chocolate. Oh, she got the flan de chocolate.
My flan in Puebla City is better. This one's not as good, but it looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
Yummy.
It presents well. Well, the city of Puebla is known for its Talavera pottery. There seems to be quite a bit of it here too. We just walked into a few stands, and they have it, of course, with the name of the city on it. And another staple of Puebla, the Volkswagen bug. And by the way, Puebla is the largest manufacturer of Volkswagens outside of Germany. Here's an example of on-the-spot honey production. And we're walking along one of the streets here in town. Like a lot of Mexican towns, it's a fairly colorful street. It seems that the closer you are to Centro, or the central part here, the Zocalo, the more colorful it is, like a lot of other Mexican cities. So this is a little hotel restaurant that we came into. Pretty cute, I like it. And there's back out to the street. For those of you wondering, the name of this place is Casa del Obispo. So we walked into this place and got something called botanellas, and I'll show you what they are. They are these that are fried. What would you call those?
Churros?
Churros. And our choices that we selected were Nutella and chocolate, but they had a lot of other choices. There was like a cream, you could get strawberries.
We had 12 to start out with.
Yeah.
Between Mark and I, and my next one, we're down to 3 after this one. Very good.
We're on one of Paulette's favorite streets here. Why is that? Because it's a pedestrian-only street.
And it looked really quaint as we were walking, so I'm gonna check it out.
So this is a huge market across the street that Paulette and I went into. It's pretty good, a lot of food.
There was a tour that Mark and I wanted to check out. It's called the African Safari. The tickets were $46 US combined. It was fun, you know. It's an interesting park, I would say, to see. There's a lot of animals there. Is it worth paying $46 for 2 people? Maybe. I don't know. I think it was about maybe a 2-hour tour, something like that. They gave you some free time to kind of walk around and do your own thing and then meet back at the bus. I don't know. What do you think, Mark, of the whole thing? What was your thoughts?
Oh, I thought it was an interesting tour. For me, though, these are still animals in captivity, and you still see lions and tigers pacing in their pens and stuff like that. So
And bears. Don't forget the bears.
Right, and bears. And so that aspect was kind of sad. I believe some of these are rescue animals, though, which is helpful.
Yeah, there were some boars around this bear that we saw, but they didn't seem to bother each other. Mark says that what they do is they pretty much put the animals together that don't bother each other or something like that, right? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of interesting. An interesting day trip, that's for sure.
This is located on 494 acres, and they say that over 2,000 species of animals are here. The park was established in 1972 and is located about 11 miles outside of the city of Puebla. The park featured quite a variety of birds there, as you will see.
No, pero es gringo. Es gringo. Ahí sí lo cogió.
Check out the turtle swimming as we take you back to the city of Puebla.
One thing about Puebla is you can just walk around and see the French influence here. And one thing I wanted to mention too is that there's 1,920 streetlights downtown historical created by the French. As you're walking around, you can just see them all over the place. It's pretty magnificent.
Here we are looking at these beautiful buildings. You know, I often wonder what Mexico would look like if the Spanish and then the French had not invaded in terms of architecture and culture. You know, just how things would be different here. I'm not defending those invasions by any means, but a lot of the reason people come here is for the architecture and the culture. I just wonder how Mexico would be different if those things had not happened. No visit to a city is complete without Dr. Simi. What do you think of Puebla so far?
I absolutely love it. It totally exceeded my expectations. It's a lovely place. Like my friend Ramsey said that was here for 2 days, who's been to New Orleans, that it has that French architect to it. We've never been, but it's gorgeous. I mean, I would keep coming back here. Querétaro was on my top, but I think Puebla has exceeded Querétaro.
Yeah, I think in Paulette's book, Querétaro got demoted to number 2. However, we still live in and love San Luis Potosí, but I would say, yeah, Puebla's far exceeded my expectations.
Well, go ahead, I thought you were done.
It's a beautiful city. You know, walk around, check out the streets. We've really enjoyed our time here.
The thing is every street that you walk down has that old architect of French, Spanish style with the iron balconies and the iron over the windows. It's just incredible. It really is. It's a wonderful place. You know, I told Mark maybe if we'd come here, maybe I would have moved here first instead of San Luis. However, I have this thing for natural occurrences, like I have this thing for natural occurrences, for disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis by the ocean. What else? Earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes.
Volcanoes,
yeah. All that kind of stuff that I can see from a distance, but I don't want to live in a place. Puebla does have, I think, 5 volcanoes around it.
Some of which, or at least one of which,
is active for sure. And so because of that, they do get earthquakes.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you guys, if you have a chance to come to Puebla, I would definitely come here. Mark and I have been here for 8 days. 8 days might be enough to see things, but it's definitely going to be on my list of places to come back at least once a year. We've really enjoyed our stay here. Lots of coffee shops, lots of restaurants, beautiful architect. Some streets are wider than others where you could walk, 2, 3, 4 people on the sidewalk. Some are narrower. It's just this place has so much to offer, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, if it weren't for the threat of volcanoes or earthquakes. this would have probably been number one on our list if had we visited it before San Luis. But San Luis is our home. That's where we live, and that's where we'll continue to live. But like Paul had said, yeah, I would come back here once or twice a year. Puebla City is beautiful, and there are a number of things that you can do that are, you know, a bus ride away.
Yeah, day
for the
trips.
afternoon.
You could go to the bus terminal, take a bus from there, and do some day trips like Mark and I did. That we have photos of. We'll be showing you in here, or maybe we already showed you. I don't know how we're putting this video together once it's done, but. Yeah, I just think it's a spectacular place. There's little small restaurants, big coffee shop, Italian, what is it called? Italian coffee shop?
Italian coffee company.
Yeah, company. They're alive and well here. Starbucks. But I mean, you've got your smaller restaurants. You've got larger restaurants, depending on how much you want to spend. Around the Zocalo, there are 3 sides to it that is nothing but restaurants. You can eat inside, you can eat outside. The tourist office is in that section too. There's a street called Cinco de Mayo, which is a pedestrian walk area. Not a whole lot of restaurants, more shopping, I think, and the soft served ice cream.
That's true, and I should point out that there are actually 2 streets here called Cinco de Mayo. One of them, however, is a major thoroughfare, so you don't want to be walking on that, but the other one is a pedestrian-only walkway that comes right off of the main Zocalo. That's absolutely, I can't think of enough superlatives. Fantastic, amazing, and so much more, so you got to check that out too. I would say that there's something here for everyone.
There's also, when Mark and I were coming back on a bus, we did a day trip the other day. We passed by a Liverpool mall. There's supposed to be a mall that has an aquarium in it. We did not do that. But there's a Sam's, there's a Costco. On the outskirts, you probably have to drive 20 minutes from the Central Historical area to get to it. But, I mean, those are conveniences for me and for other people.
Yeah. All right.
So I would say this is definitely a thumbs up, double thumbs, triple thumbs.
It would be 4, but I'm holding the camera with, obviously, one of my hands. Sorry about that.
Right. And as I always end my videos from the 2 travelers in Mexico.
What she did.
Bye, guys.
Bye.